Has it been a while since you've had an epic burger, hand-tossed pizza, hand-breaded tenderloin, seafood, craft beer, or even a handcrafted cocktail? Well, if so, the Damn Landing is the place to be. The Damn Landing is a bar and grill located on beautiful Lake Manitou that focuses on freshness and quality. On the weekends, they have the Damn Smoke, which features barbecue and fantastic steaks. In addition to those, you can wash it down with one of their 16 beers on tap, including a constant rotation of today's best microbrews and domestic flavors, or a handcrafted cocktail made using fresh ingredients. Taking the fantastic views of Lake Manitou in their beer garden or outdoor bar area, whether it be by boat or by wheels, the Damn Landing is the place to be. Located at 1305 Ewing Road in Rochester, Indiana. Psst. Are you tired of your golf glove not being comfortable and durable? Are you tired of going through way too many golf gloves a year? Well, folks, the secret is out with Circle 15 Golf. Circle 15 Golf is a brand focused on bringing tour quality products and experience to the everyday golfer, like you and me. It's built on 25 years of tour experience, featuring the Genesis glove, the most durable and comfortable glove available, and the patented Glove Hub, the first and only glove humidor on the market. Find them and more details at circle15golf.com. And folks, just listen to that Velcro snap on the Genesis. Don't take my word for it. Go get one yourself and see why it is the most durable, comfortable glove on the market today. And get yourself a Glove Hub, ball marker, divot repair tool, Circle 15 hat while you're at it. Circle15golf.com.
Birdie Bogey is brought to you by Noble Gnome LLC for fresh, locally grown, nutrient-dense produce from Bryce and Katie Romine of Mentone, Indiana. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, and check out their website, noblegnomellc.com.
Are you looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or sales meeting? Performa Print House has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for fast and efficient response to all your print needs. You need to look no further. Let them be your one-source print and promotional company, and give them a call today at 574-210-3815, or email Barbara Von Weinsberg at barbara.vanweinsberg@proforma.com. Trust me, folks, I've been working with this company for a while. They got great products. Anything you need for your trade show, company picnic, or sales meeting, they got it. Any promotional products you can think of, great quality, great customer service. Give them a call today. You won't be disappointed. 574-210-3815.
The J-Man's Book of Prediction of the Week is brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Travis Watchering for life, home, auto, renters, business, workers' comp, and farm insurance. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watchering@infb.com.
The Word Association segment is brought to you by Rhett Lee, attorney at law. Rhett Lee and the law office of Andrew Key, LLC, are located at 206 4th Street in Logansport, Indiana. Rhett provides legal services to the people of North Central Indiana and practices criminal defense, family law, and personal injury. If you need a lawyer who cares about your results and will fight for you, give him a call today to schedule a free consultation at 574-722-2221. What's up, Tan and J-Man Show Nation? This is Tanner Lee, one half of the Tan and J-Man Show, and on behalf of myself and my co-host Josh the J-Man Munt, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast. While you're at it, on whatever platform you're listening on, please hit that subscribe button, and if it happens to be on Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating and review. That really helps us out. If you're interested in watching our show is recorded live every Monday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that on the ISC Sports Network, on the free ISC Sports Network app, on the ISC Sports Network Facebook page, and their Twitter page. While you're at it, on those social media channels, please give us a like on our Facebook page. Please give us a follow on our Twitter and Instagram page at Tan and J-Man Show. And if you want to support our podcast and look great doing so, we have a merchandise store. You can go to any of our social media pages, click the link, click Tan and J-Man Show store, and you'll find whatever you're looking for. Short sleeve t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, coffee mugs, you name it, we got it. So thanks again for supporting the podcast. Now sit back, relax, and here comes another exciting brand new episode of the Tan and J-Man Show. It's Monday night. You know what that means. Another episode of the Tan and J-Man Show, episode 231 to be exact. I'm Tanner Lee, along with my co-host Josh the J-Man Munt. J-Man, what's going on this chilly April evening?
How pathetic is it that we have snow, accumulating snow in the forecast for April 20th, tomorrow night.
Not a fan.
Couple inches of snow.
It's going to break records.
Shatter records.
Shatter records.
Thought we were over this. It was a top 15 warmest March on record, so we knew it was too good to be true. And here it is, April 20th, getting snow. It's like we live in Denver or something. 80 degrees one day, the next day it's like 17. They're getting 12 inches of snow.
I mean, Indiana weather's bipolar. We all know that.
Midwest weather.
Yeah. But this is a little ridiculous. I mean, I probably should have gone out and tried to mow sometime today or yesterday, but I also knew snow was coming, so I'm like,
Instead, you're going to have to, you do the mowing thing, you trade it in for the snow blower, you do the snow blower, then you're back to the mowing thing next week.
Oh, man. It's
the worst.
Besides that, how you doing?
Pretty good. Not too shabby. It's a Monday. You know how Mondays are.
Baseball teams aren't playing very good.
Yeah. My baseball team stinks.
Mine's not good right now either. Embarrassing. Getting booed out of the ballpark.
Speaking of baseball, Birdie Bogey this week. Clayton Kershaw threw 6 scoreless innings for the 72nd time in his career, which is the 4th most by any pitcher over the last 40 seasons. Who has the most?
Good question.
What pitcher has the most over the past 40 games where he has thrown 6 scoreless innings?
It's a good question.
Birdie Bogey is brought to you by Noble Gnome LLC for fresh, locally grown, nutrient-dense produce from Bryce and Katie Romine of Mentone, Indiana. Like them on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. Check out their website, noblegnomellc.com. Get your veggies.
So they had an announcement on their Facebook page today.
So we know snow is on the way, and a juicy, buttery sweet corn cob just off the grill on a hot July day just probably seems intangible right now. But open enrollment for our Prime Season CSA membership is going on now and will be closed on May 2nd or until all spots have been filled. Yes, that juicy, buttery sweet corn will be included when it's in season. Grill is not included.
That's too bad.
If you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be talking about juicy, buttery sweet corn live on television, I would have punched you right in the nose.
You like sweet corn.
Love sweet corn.
I mean, you would have been pretty excited, I would think.
Yeah, didn't think I'd be talking about it on television, though.
Yes.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
If I would have told you when we began this back in November 2016 that we'd be live on television, you would have probably punched me in the nose.
I kind of just want to punch you in the nose, to be honest.
Please don't.
Get your veggies.
Well, let's get into some baseball talk.
No,
he says.
Yeah, neither of our teams are playing very well.
That's putting it really nicely.
Putting it mildly. We had an incident there at old Yankee Stadium a few days ago where the frustrated fans were throwing baseballs on the field.
Team's awful.
Last night, the Cubs were throwing baseballs out of the park. 4 home runs in the first inning. Kyle Hendricks gave up, which is the most in the first inning, I think, ever in Cubs history.
Yep.
It's probably one of the most in an inning by a Cubs pitcher, which is just weird because Kyle Hendricks has had some first inning issues in his career, but overall, he's one of the better pitchers in the game, especially at home. He has the 3rd best home ERA of any pitchers in baseball over the past 7 years since he's been in the league. Offense, last week we talked about, was the problem. Offense really broke out in a huge way on Saturday, scoring 13 runs, where they were dead last in on-base plus slugging. Now they're all the way up to 23rd. Woohoo. But now they have the 3rd worst ERA in the entire league. It's not going well there in old Chi-Town right now.
Hashtag Fire Ross.
He'll be the scapegoat because old Tom Ricketts is worthless, and we've known this forever. But old Tommy Ricketts is worthless. He refuses to give any of these guys contract extensions. Anthony Rizzo, they talked about it all night on Sunday Night Baseball. Stop giving the Cubs Sunday Night Baseball. I think they've reached a point where they're mediocre enough where they shouldn't be on Sunday night anymore.
How far in advance do they schedule those?
I think
a week or two, or is it?
No,
is it way in advance?
It's preseason.
Oh.
Where they usually do the schedule for like half the year, and then they kind of do like what football does, where they do it like the week before or 2 weeks before they announce. But A-Rod seemed sad. For what reason, we don't know.
Well, I mean, him and J-Lo did break up, so.
Yeah, he seems sad, which I don't blame him.
No,
to be honest.
Can't blame the guy.
He is a guy that should not be doing color commentary. He's a really good, like studio guy. He should not be in the booth. Of course, they weren't in the booth last night anyway. He had a quote last night. Cubs were down 7-3. He goes, Cubs have them right where they want them. This feels like a 1-0 or 2-0 ball game right now. Wind's blowing out. Cubs have them right where they want them. Next thing you know, Cubs are down 10 runs. This guy knows nothing. Matt Vasgersian's not very good either. I've never been a huge fan of Buster Olney, but Buster Olney was talking last night how he thinks Anthony Rizzo's going to hit the open market as far as the free agent is concerned next offseason. If Tom Ricketts lets that happen, we should burn his house down.
It's a little too far.
Yeah, a little too far.
Yeah.
But no. If they let that happen, sell the team. He is your captain. He's a guy he should have his number retired at the end of his career. He does everything for the franchise. He's a good dude. I don't know if you watched much of the game last night, but did you see him
saw the
mic'd
first two
up?
innings. That was it. But I did see him mic'd up.
He's mic'd up.
Tagged Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, had
a rundown.
Fun little moment with Freddie Freeman.
Frederick.
Chris Bryant, also a free agent. He is having a great start to the year, which is huge for them. He is. I'll go look up his numbers right now.
Wants that cash.
He wants that cash, and this helps the Cubs out, unfortunately, because I don't really want anyone to help them out. He is 12th in baseball in slugging percentage, tied for 6th in wins above replacement, and he's tied for 6th in home runs in Major League Baseball. I would say his trade status right now is off the charts. I think they can get whatever they want for him. It was smart that they held on to him because he obviously didn't have a good year last year. But I think they keep struggling the way they've been struggling, that his name will start chatter there come mid-May, I would say. And one of my bold predictions we talked about last week was that he would be traded by the All-Star break. Or I don't know if it was the All-Star break, but at least the trade deadline. I think that's very high probability of happening at this point. I think Tom Ricketts just wants to tear the roster down, line his pockets with money. He's the greediest owner in sports. I wish he would have never bought the franchise. Won a World Series, awesome. You made so much money, and now you just refuse to have a good team out there. It's like when the Tribune owned them. They just would have these terrible rosters, but yet people would show up, and they'd just be flush with cash.
People would be showing up still today if they could.
Yeah, they're having
limited
10,000. But yeah, there's no way Tom Ricketts lost that much money last year. Let's be honest. Sick of it.
Do you see it turning around sometime soon? I mean, the division's weak enough.
Division's awful.
They're still got to be competitive in it.
I think
throughout.
the Brewers are the best team in the division. Christian Yelich is hurt right now, but it sounds like he's only going to be maybe a week or two before he's back. I think they have the top two pitchers in the division, and Brandon Woodruff and his name's escaping me for the Brewers. I do not remember his name. He's just dominated the Cubs this year. His name is, let's see. It's going to make me mad when I see it.
I have no idea, so I'm letting you look it up.
Corbin Burns, who's arguably been the best pitcher in baseball this year. He's thrown 18 innings, only given up 4 hits, walked 0, and struck out 30. He's probably your odds-on favorite to win the Cy Young at this point. But, I mean, then they have the top two bullpen guys, duo in baseball, and Josh Hader and Devin Williams. I think the Brewers are great. Reds are sitting there at 9-6. I think they're okay. I don't know if they're the best team in the division. Cubs are dead last right now, though. They're 3 games behind the Cincinnati Reds. Pirates are kind of shocking so far. They've really done okay against the Cubs, Brewers, and Padres so far, which is shocking.
You know, you look at the rosters around the league, and in particular in the National League, and you look at the Pirates and the Rockies roster, it's like they're fielding AAA teams out there, especially Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's doing a lot better than I thought they would.
Now, it's early. We can say this for teams that were supposed to be good, like the Yankees. It's early. They'll find it. For a team like the Pirates, who are sitting there better than we expected just 16 games in, I still don't see them winning more than 55 or 60 games. But, hey, they're playing hard right now. Good for them. Yeah, you look at all the divisions, and every team's like right in it so far. Of course, only 16 games, except the Colorado Rockies.
They're awful.
Sitting 9 games out.
They'll be a 60, 65-game win team.
Yeah, they might end up being worse than the
They're going to be bad, man.
Which that
to themselves.
Yeah. The Arizona Diamondbacks are sitting 7 games out now. A lot of that has to do with the Dodgers being 13-3.
They're good. They're real good.
Best team in baseball. I can't imagine any team beats them again, which is unfortunate. That pitching staff's just loaded. The offense is loaded.
That city's had enough sports success lately.
Absolutely.
Even their college basketball team.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Makes Final Four.
They probably shouldn't even been in the tournament, and they go to the Final Four. Maybe the best rivalry in sports right now is the Dodgers-Padres, though. I don't know if you caught any of that series over the weekend.
No,
I watched
I did not.
a little bit of it. Had an extra inning game. I think that was Friday night, where Mookie Betts made a diving catch with 2 outs in the ninth. It would have tied the game for the Padres. And then Padres ended up finding a way to win one yesterday. But, again, I think those are probably the top 2 teams in baseball.
And they're in the same division.
They're in the same
which is
division.
Too bad.
Giants right now are 9-6, only 3.5 games out. I think they'll fall off. The Oakland Athletics started the season 1-7. They've now won 8 straight ball games. Now they're 9-7.
How you get back in it?
The Seattle Mariners, who were not supposed to be good, are 10-6. Did this a few years ago, where they had the best record in baseball, middle of April, and then ended up picking like second in the draft. Boston Red Sox are playing well. They're 10-6.
Yeah.
Kansas City Royals 9-5. That brings me to the Yankees.
Red Sox did lose 2 yesterday to the White Sox.
They did, and then they bounced back today and won.
Why was that game so early?
Today?
That was on at 11:30 this morning.
Man, getaway day? I don't know.
It was literally bottom of the first at like 11:45 this morning.
I wonder if it was a
It was 6-1 already. The Red Sox scored 6 runs in the first inning.
Man, those 2 Chicago teams love giving up 6 runs in the first, don't they? I don't know why that game is on so early. Oh, was it...
I was asking you. I have no idea. I just saw the score. I'm like,
I think they always did it because it's the Boston Marathon, maybe.
Yeah.
They always played real early for the had something with the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, because the On This Day today has a lot of Boston Marathon. Yep.
But the Yankees.
Good poll, J-Man. Good poll.
Sitting there, I forget what they call it though. There's something. It's something day that they have every year in Boston. Which is why they play real early on Monday. But the Yankees, as we said, 5-9. They're getting okay pitch at the bullpen, especially.
Garrett Cole's been fine.
The rotation's been awful outside of Garrett Cole. Bullpen's looked great so far. They're just not hitting.
Not hitting. 3 errors Friday night killed them. Yeah, just terrible. Top to bottom right now. It's just
they are 14th in the American League in batting average. Team batting average, they're hitting .210. They have a .296 team on base percentage, which is 11th. They have a .346 team slugging percentage, which is 14th in the American League. They're not hitting homers. They're 10th out of 15 teams in homers. They're 14th in runs. They're just not hitting right now, and that team's just way too talented to not hit. Aaron Judge has probably been he's definitely been their best hitter so far. He has 4 home runs.
Giancarlo's got 3.
Giancarlo's hitting 176 though. Aaron Hicks is 160. Clint Frazier 167. Gleyber Torres 196. Gary Sanchez, he's doing what he usually does, hitting about 237. Jay Bruce, who retired yesterday, hit 118 in his stay. DJ LeMahieu's hitting, which he always will. He's just not slugging much. I don't really know what's wrong with their offense.
Yeah, Cashman had a call today, which people were speculating when it was announced he was going to have a 1 o'clock call. It's like, what could this be about? You know, it's an off day today, blah, blah, blah. It was just pretty much, he said they're not going to panic right now.
Right, and it's
too
way
early,
too early.
blah, 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 blah.
Way too early.
But it was
to
funny
panic.
seeing Twitter run with that. And, could Boone be fired already? It's like, come on. Come on.
It seems like Boone, for whatever reason, I don't know if the fans really like him.
Not clicking.
They're kind of pushing him out, which is asinine to me.
Same thing happened with Girardi. towards the end.
Exactly, because he hasn't won a
Torrey towards the end.
Yeah, which is insane because Torrey was one of the greatest managers ever. I mean, Boone won 100 games in 2018, 103 in 2019. They haven't had the postseason success. They've gotten to the ALCS almost
haven't
every
got
year.
the World Series since 2009 when they won it over the Phillies.
But again, it's kind of they have these expectations, kind of like we talk about in college sports, where they won forever, and now their expectations are through the roof, and you can never meet them.
No,
because it's just impossible to have this string of success in baseball where you're winning World Series every single year like they did in the 90s. I mean, we haven't had a back-to-back World Series champ since the New York Yankees.
Right.
And that was 99 through, or it was 98 through 2000.
Yep, 3 in a row. And then lost the fourth against the Diamondbacks.
People need to temper their expectations. They're 5-10, not good. A
lot of season
15
left.
games through, but they have 147 games left. I think at the end of the year we'll be sitting here and Yankees are 95 and 67 or something like that. Don't panic, especially with a team as talented as the Yankees. I do think they need to get their rotation figured out because it has not been good. 100% time to panic if you're a Cubs fan, though, because they're just not good to begin with. They are who we thought they were, essentially. I mean,
we let them off the hook.
They're dead last in batting average in the National League, hitting 192. They're second to last in on-base percentage, 285. 379 slugging percentage. That was helped by a 6-homer game on Saturday. That really boosted up.
Yeah, they scored more runs in one game they practically had all season.
Yeah, they almost doubled their output. I mean, they have 51 runs scored on the year, and they scored 13 of them in one game. They're third in the National League in home runs, but again, hitting 6 of them 2 days ago really helps that number. They're just not a good offensive ball club. Jock Peterson, who was their kind of prized free agent acquisition, who had this unbelievable spring, led baseball in homers. He's sitting here 7 for 47, hitting 149. Their outfield's just been abysmal. Ian Happ has a 540 OPS. Jock Peterson, 536. Jason Hayward, 554. Embarrassing.
That's J-Man Jr. stats, 7 for 47.
Man, it's almost identical.
Barely any strikeouts, though.
Barely any strikeouts. Now, Jock Peterson's striking out about every at-bat. Wilson Contreras, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant are really the only 3 that are really hitting. Javier Baez, there was a report that he turned down $180 million contract before 2020. Since then, he's hitting about 207. This year, he's struck out 27 times and only walked once in 60 plate appearances. He's putting together so many non-competitive at-bats, it's concerning. He's missing fastballs that he'd usually hit 450 feet. His bat's slower than it was. I think he's really on the decline at 28 years old. It's sad to say. Now he's a free agent. I don't think he's going to get remotely near where he wants as far as money goes. There's some pretty good free agent shortstops out there. Trevor Story's one. Francisco Lindor was going to be one, but he signed that massive deal with the Mets. But Cubs just aren't hitting. They're not pitching. They have a team ERA near 5. Zach Davies, who they got for Yu Darvish, has been one of the worst starting pitchers in baseball so far.
Mets come to town this week, right?
Yeah, Mets come to town, and Cubs face old Jacob deGrom one of these nights. So we might be talking about another no-hitter in Chicago.
It could be, but when deGrom's on the bump, you got to score about 3 and you win the game.
I saw
the Mets don't back him up with runs.
An insane Jacob deGrom stat, and I hope I favorited it on Twitter. He has his team. I did not.
They don't score runs for him.
When he starts over the past 3 years, his team has the most losses in baseball.
Yep.
And he is the best pitcher in baseball. When he's pitched, his team has lost 40 times over the past 3 seasons. And in those 3 seasons, his ERA's got to be less than 2.
Yeah, if you're a Barstool Sports fan, just listen to Frank Fleming, and he'll let you know about the Mets' struggles.
Dude's the best pitcher in the entire league, one of the best of this era, and his team just does not score runs. And when they do, his bullpen comes in and blows it every single year.
Do we have any Facebook comments since we're talking Cubs and baseball?
Thaddeus Mooney has said, Knicks are back. What did it cost? The Yankees.
He's a Red Sox fan. He's happy to type that out.
Good one. That was a good one.
There was speculation today by Woj, even though Zion Williamson's only in his second year, that he will be a Knick when he comes up on free agency in a couple of years.
Did you hear him talking about how much he loved?
He's a guy who doesn't talk much, and when he does, it's very calculated and planned out.
He said, besides
New
Orleans, my favorite place to play is New York.
Which we've seen a lot of people say that over the years. LeBron,
it's the basketball mecca.
Kobe, yeah.
I mean, it's the most legendary arena maybe in
just the most famous
world.
Yeah, arena in the world.
One of the greatest basketball cities in the world.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why you wouldn't say that. Yeah. But everyone draws these conclusions.
But the Knicks, they're over. They're 4 games over 500 for the first time since 2014.
They are sitting there with the 6th seed.
Yeah.
In the Eastern Conference right now. Looking at it, could you tell me who's leading the West?
Leading the West right now. Phoenix?
The Utah Jazz are 42-15. Phoenix is second, 40-16.
That's crazy to me.
The Clippers are third, 40-19. Remember when everyone was like, "Oh, the Nuggets stink." 36-20. They have the 4 seed.
But Jamal Murray blew out his ACL, so they're done.
That's
last
not good
week. They're done
at all. Lakers.
Because I honestly think with Murray they had a chance to make the finals.
Yeah,
now it's going to be difficult.
I did not see that he blew out.
And that doesn't even just affect this year; that affects next year too.
Mm-hmm.
But Jokic should be MVP.
Book it.
He should. If not, the NBA's so messed up though. He's been amazing this year, and he's been healthy. Everybody else getting hurt.
26.1 points per game, 11 rebounds, 8.8 assists, shooting 42% from 3. That's an MVP right there, folks.
But
Jamal Murray, huge loss. He's averaging over 20 a game.
Yep. They made the trade for Aaron Gordon. Traded Gary Harris to Orlando for Aaron Gordon. And then, so they got to hope him and Michael Porter Jr. can come through, but they still don't make up for Murray's absence.
Portland sitting there at 6th. Dallas.
That's a dangerous 6th seed.
Yeah. Dallas 7th. Memphis 8th. And right there are the Warriors and Spurs. And
Warriors, man. Crazy. But no Klay Thompson. So.
No Klay Thompson, although Steph Curry's been on an unbelievable roll. He has what? I think he's made over 50 threes over the past 8 games. 10
I think
games,
if Steph kept his talents and was 6'7", he might be the greatest basketball player that ever played.
Yeah, I agree. In the East, we have Philadelphia's leading it. Then we have Brooklyn. They're the kind of the sexy pick to win the whole thing.
If their guys can stay healthy, Durant's kind of banged up. Harden's been banged up. Kyrie, but they have so much talent. Blake Griffin comes off the bench for them.
They had LaMarcus Aldridge. They traded for him, and I don't know if they traded for him. He was released.
Yes,
and then
he was.
But then he abruptly retired after one of their games last week because he had a real bad health scare with an irregular heartbeat.
Did the right thing for his family.
Absolutely. Then we have Milwaukee at 3rd. Atlanta's 4th.
That's the one surprising the league.
That. Boston 5th. The Knicks 6th. My Miami Heat is 7th. Charlotte, are they the Hornets?
Hornets,
or Bobcats?
yeah, Hornets.
Man, I dated myself there. I haven't been the Bobcats in years.
About 4 years.
Yeah. They're 8th seed. Indiana Pacers are 2 games back of that 8th seed right now. What do they need to do?
Tank.
Absolutely.
They never have. They never. I shouldn't say never will, but they never have. I saw a good tweet I sent to our friends group me, and it's always like they have 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Good enough to make the playoffs, not good enough to make a run. Good enough for the bottom line. Not attractive for the big free agents.
If you're
their highest draft pick they've had in the last 30 years is 9th. That was Paul George.
I was just about to ask, when's the last time they picked in the lottery?
Paul George was 9th. You got to go back to the 80s to get they had a 3rd overall pick, I believe, in the 80s one time.
They're stuck in this mediocre cycle.
Yep.
And I've said it for years. If you're in the NBA, you either need to go have a super team like LeBron and
spending spree
has done. Or you need to just be awful for a few years.
You're right.
There's no in between, because if you're a mediocre team, if you're a 6th seed, when's the last time a 6th seed's been to the NBA Finals?
I don't recall.
No, it's either usually a top 4 seed, and it's rarely outside of those top 2 seeds to team make the finals.
I've barely watched them this year because we don't get their games up here. And even Indianapolis has had a tough time watching them because there's been contract issues with the carrier and whatnot. But from the little I've seen, they're not fun to watch.
And Miles Turner has an injury right now as well. He has plantar fasciitis.
Sabonis brings it every night. But
their guard play is poor.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Brogdon's pretty good. Karis LeVert, he's okay.
Yeah, he's he had that health scare. So
TJ Warren's his injury has probably hurt them more than you would think because he averaged 20 points a game last year.
Even with all those guys healthy next year, I don't see him being that great of a team.
No. Remember how scorched earth TJ Warren went
in the bubble
in the bubble last year?
Ridiculous.
He had a 50-point game.
I just don't know, man. They're just not. They're not fun to root for.
Yeah, they need a tank.
I want the Sonics back.
If Seattle gets a team back, I will.
Oh, it's my team.
I'll be a Seattle fan with you. The Bulls are sitting there bad as usual, even after making these trades. For Nikola Vucevic.
Pretty much their whole roster was turned over at the deadline.
Probably needed to happen.
Yeah.
New front office. I think I don't know how to pronounce his name, nor am I going to attempt to pronounce his name. I think he has an actual plan where Gar Forman and John Paxson had no plan at all over the past 20 years or so. But yeah.
Chicago front offices, man.
Ooh. None of them are real good at this stage.
Even the Blackhawks. Ooh.
Yeah. Weren't the Blackhawks winning the West at one point this year?
I don't think so.
Early?
Maybe like a game. They're not good.
I don't even see them on here.
They're not good, I'm telling you. I know the Avalanche are winning the West for a fact. They got the best record in the league.
Yeah, they're 39 and
they're on fire right now.
9 and 4. I don't know what the 4 stands for. How do I not see Chicago on here?
Let me get on my phone real fast.
I'm sure they're on here. Oh, there they are. No, they're middle of the pack in the Central. They're over 500, at least.
Yeah, but you were talking before we went on air. The playoff format's a little different for the NBA this year.
Yeah. So I know a lot of
Cuban hates.
Yeah, a lot of the Mavericks are really the one kind of complaining about them more than most.
Don't have to worry about it right now.
They're doing a play-in sort of tournament to get in at the conclusion of the regular season, but before the first round of the playoffs, the team with the 7th highest winning percentage in each conference will host the team with the 8th highest win percentage in a play-in game. The winner of the 7-8 game in each conference will earn the number 7 seed. Then the team with the 9th highest winning percentage in each conference will host the team with the 10th highest winning percentage in the 9-10 game.
That'd be Pacers Bulls right now in the East. Are the Bulls 10th?
No.
Oh, I thought they were 10th. Sorry.
Toronto.
Oh, okay, 10th. Never mind.
The loser of the 7-8 game will host the winner of the 9-10 game in a playoff game, in a play-in game. And the winner of that game in each conference will win the number 8 seed. This will be played May 18th through the 21st.
I'm fine with it. It's different. It gets those fan bases involved, I guess, more than they would be.
Yeah, they're trying something different, which is kind of nice. Because really, there's really no difference between a 7 seed or a 10 seed at this point. They're all the same.
Usually it's just based on a couple games.
Right. It will be played May 18th through the 21st.
We're a month away from NBA playoffs.
The NBA playoffs usually would be
right
going
now.
About right now, except past couple years. But yeah, that's the first time we've talked NBA in a long time.
It is. That's when we're scraping at the bottom of the barrel for topics.
Got anything else?
NBA related? I do not. Not this week.
NFL drafts next week.
Yeah, NFL drafts next Thursday. So next Monday will be my 3rd and final mock draft. I'm nervous.
Nervous for the mock draft?
Nervous for my 3rd mock draft. I want to do well. I did so well last year.
I think we're going to see more trades than we
I
have.
do too. I
in
don't
years
think I
past.
stand a chance. Last year I got 11. I believe it was 11 out of the first 12 right or something like that. I don't think I'm going to do that good this year.
That was the most insane thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
It's pure luck, but
No one
I
ever
loved it.
does that.
No, I love
Good,
it.
except you. Especially, we've already had so many trades.
I know, yeah.
I've never seen this many trades before the draft ever. I mean, Dolphins are a team, they traded from the 3rd pick to the 12th pick. They picked up 2 extra first-round picks and a 3rd rounder. Then they traded up to the 6th spot where they had to give up one of their first-rounders. And now they're talking about they could potentially move back again.
And I know we're going to talk a lot about the draft next Monday. And I'm going to do something live on the Tan and J-Man show, Facebook, Twitter, and everything during the draft next Thursday. Not sure what, but I'm going to do something. So we're going to talk a lot about the draft next Monday, but I want to know right now, what do you want the Dolphins to do right now at 6?
Somebody who can catch the ball.
Wide receiver or tight end?
Yes, so that would narrow it down to 3 guys that I think at least one of the 4 guys, really, that will be there, which is Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith, or Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
My favorite out of those 4 would probably Jamar Chase. Kyle Pitts are real close.
I think Chase is there unless the Bengals give him a 5.
I think the Bengals get him, and I think Pitts goes to Atlanta.
A 4?
Yep. So,
unless Atlanta trades out a 4.
but when you're sitting there at the 6th spot, you're in a pretty dang good position because that's easily your number one need is to find 2 as many weapons as possible, and you're going to get at least one of the top 4 guys, which they're all pretty dang close. So, yeah.
Yep. There's going to be some changes in my mock draft next week compared to my second one. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted what I want the Broncos to do at 9. So.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'll say my thoughts next week because I got quite a few.
I'm sure you will.
So.
Let's see. Any college basketball we could talk about?
I'm tired of talking about the transfer portal, so I don't want to get on any of that.
A couple guys have entered the NBA draft. Jalen Suggs is one, going from Gonzaga to the NBA. Kofi Coburn put his name in. He can still come back.
He made it sound like he wasn't going to come back.
So did EJ Liddell, but I can't imagine Liddell stays in. Honestly, this Kofi situation is kind of like Io last year. He's going to go, and then if he doesn't hear, he's going to be all sold in the NBA. If he doesn't hear what he wants to hear, then maybe he'll come back.
Io didn't even go, did he, last year because of everything that happened?
He put his name in. They didn't do any of the combine stuff until like October.
Yeah.
So he kind of had to make up his mind. So
right.
it's a little different this year. But Kofi, ever since he got to campus, it was 2 and done. He can't improve his stock at all. I don't think he's an NBA player, but I think he can make a lot of money somewhere else.
Yep.
He's so big and powerful that he might be able to make out an NBA career. But I can't imagine he's back. But we'll see. And then Gonzaga just reloads, picking up Chet Holmgren. Big 7'1", super skinny, big guy that can shoot the 3 ball. He has great handle. He is one of the most unique players I have ever seen come into college basketball. Number 1 player in the class of 2021. Have you watched his highlight tape?
I have not.
I just happened to watch it a few weeks ago. I've never seen a player like him. Ever. I don't know how it will translate. I'm sure it'll translate pretty dang well because he's, of course, 7'1", great shooter, good athlete. But again, he's 7'1", 180 pounds maybe.
He plays in a conference where he'll be able to dominate.
Sure,
so.
and I mean, the
team's loaded.
The scouts obviously love him anyway if he's the number 1 player in the class, and he's probably the number 1 prospect as far as draft goes for the next year. As well. But, yeah, Gonzaga just reloads, lose guys. Drew Timmy's probably coming back. Yeah.
Yep. We'll have a lot of college basketball talk when we get closer to the season. So, but it sounds like, I mean.
That might be the last college basketball talk we have in a while.
Not with the portal and everything. Every week there's new things to
Iowa
talk about.
lost their best shooter, C.J. Frederick. The McCaffreys are upset about it.
Yeah, there's more players in the Big Ten every week that are coming in or leaving. So. But while we have a moment, I want to remind everybody that the Tan and J-Man Show is brought to you by Circle 15 Golf. Circle 15 Golf is a brand focused on bringing tour quality products and experience to the everyday golfer like you and me, J-Man.
Yes, sir.
They're built on 25 years of tour experience featuring the Genesis glove, the most durable and comfortable glove available, and the patented Glove Hub, the first and only glove humidor on the market. Find these products and more details at circle15golf.com. They also have divot repair tools, ball markers, hats, a little bit of everything. So go check them out.
I don't think you'll be hitting the links tomorrow when it's
Nope.
blizzarding outside. But
I got
probably this weekend.
Got 36 in this past weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe this upcoming weekend.
It should be nice enough where you could. This episode is also brought to you by The Dam Landing. Whether you want an epic burger, hand-tossed pizza, hand-breaded tenderloin, seafood, craft beer, or a handcrafted cocktail, The Dam Landing is the place to be. The Dam Landing is a bar and grill located on beautiful Lake Manitou. Focuses on freshness and quality. The Dam Smoke is here every single weekend. It will feature barbecue and steaks. In addition, you can wash it down with one of their 16 beers on tap, including a constant rotation of today's best microbrews and domestic flavors, or a handcrafted cocktail made using fresh ingredients. Take in the fantastic views of Lake Manitou in their beer garden or outdoor bar area. Whether it be boats or wheels, the Dam Landing is the place to be, located at 1305 Ewing Road in Rochester. I have not done a book it prediction of the week. When the Cubs faced Jacob deGrom, which I'm pretty dang sure they do, Cubs will only have 3 hits total that entire night. Would not surprise me. Jacob deGrom throws a complete game shutout while striking out at least 10 in that one. Book it! J-Man's Book It Prediction of the Week is brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Travis Watchering for life, home, auto, renters, business, workers' comp, and farm insurance. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watchering@infb.com. Cubs do face him Thursday.
We'll see if you get your bucket right.
Yes, sir. Travis can also sell insurance in Ohio, and he has an app.
I don't remember what your bucket was last week.
That the Cubs would only win 1 game. They won 2, so they were just good enough, yet also terrible.
Wrong again.
Still a pretty terrible week.
Yeah, it was.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well, you ready to get educated
Always.
about sporting events that have happened on April 19th throughout the history of time?
Always am. Hit me with it.
On this day in 1897, the first Boston Marathon took place. It was won by John J. McDermott in a time of 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 10 seconds. It's now the world's oldest annual marathon and was inspired by success of the first marathon at the 1896 Summer Olympics.
You ever going to run one in your life?
Not a marathon. Nope.
No.
Nope. I'll stick to trying to do a 5K to pay off my 2019 Purdue, Nevada opening game bet that I lost.
I think that bet was they would win at least 6 games.
Oh, you're right. But
so
that's what I blame it on that
yes.
game, even though they went 4-8. Yes, You're right. That was. Thank you. See, so long ago, I couldn't even remember what the bet was. But I'm a man of my word. I'll get the 5K done sometime. So hopefully sometime this year. I was going to do it last year and couldn't do it.
Right.
So on this day in 1900, the highest scoring opening game happened when the Phillies beat the Braves 19-17 in 10 innings.
It's a good game. It's dead ball era, too.
A lot of Boston Marathon facts here. On this day in 1944, the NFL draft was held. Angelo Bertelli from the University of Notre Dame was the first pick by the Boston Yanks.
That's what I was going to guess, too.
Yeah, you were. On this day in 1947, the Stanley Cup Finals were held. The Maple Leafs edged out the Montreal Canadiens 2-1 for a 4-2 series win. It was the first All-Canadian Stanley Cup Final since 1935. There have been 7 All-Canadian Stanley Cup Finals since then, the last one being in 1989.
I was going to say.
With the, I believe it was Canadiens over the Flames. I know the Flames were in it. I think the Canadiens beat them.
I was going to say, it seems like 1947 was the last time a Canadian team had won one.
93 Canadiens.
It's been a while.
Yep. Then we've had a few in it the last few years here and there, but they haven't won it. So
that's so strange.
It is. It's their country sport, and they haven't got it done. Let's see here. On this day in 1960, baseball uniforms began displaying players' names on their backs. Not every team does it. The Yankees still don't.
They're the only ones?
I think there's a few more, but I don't recall off the top of my head.
I remember Cubs kind of experimented with it in 2005, and it did not go well.
I know a lot of alternates don't have names on the backs, but I don't know who else. I feel like there's a few others, but I could be wrong. They might be the only ones. Wednesday, 1987, the Los Angeles Clippers ended their season with a terrible record of 12-70.
Oh, why isn't that talked about more?
That's bad, man.
That's real bad.
12-70.
Man.
Wonder who they took in the 88 draft. 87 draft.
I will go look it up.
Wednesday, 1991, Evander Holyfield beat George Foreman in 12 rounds to win the heavyweight boxing title. Two guys you've heard of.
Yep.
Wednesday, 1996, the Texas Rangers scored 16 runs in the 8th inning versus the Baltimore Orioles.
So, in 87, I assume they were doing the draft lottery then. Or maybe they weren't. Maybe it was the 88 draft. Because the Clippers got the number 1 pick in the 88 draft and took Danny Manning.
Okay.
If they were doing the lottery and it was the 87 draft, they had real bad odds because they picked 4th and took Reggie Williams out of Georgetown. David Robinson went number 1 that year.
Who went in the year Danny Manning went? Who was behind him?
Behind him was Rick Smits. Was right behind him Mitch Richmond, Hershey Hawkins, Rex Chapman. He's more of a Twitter superstar now. Anyone else that was any good? Dan Marley.
Not the greatest draft.
Rod Strickland. Yeah, not a great draft. Jerome Lane.
On this day in 1997, the NFL draft was held. Who was the number 1 overall pick?
What year was that?
97.
Number 1 overall pick in 97 was... I don't know.
Not even a guess?
Nope.
Orlando Pace.
Wouldn't have guessed him.
Tackle out of The Ohio State University.
The Rams.
To the St. Louis Rams. And that's going to do it for the On This Day segment. If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or sales meeting, Performer Print House has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for a fast and efficient response to all your print needs. You need to look no further. Let them be your one-source print and promotional company by giving them a call today at 574-210-3815.
You have a word association for me
I
this
do.
week?
I do. Since we're talking a lot about the NFL draft, and next week you have to give the word association to me, I wanted to give you a word association related to the NFL draft.
Okay.
All Miami Dolphin first-round picks dating back a little while.
All right.
Starting with last year, they had 3 of them.
Yeah.
So, Tua.
Oh, man. Injured.
Fair enough. Austin Jackson.
Young. He was only like 20 when they drafted him.
Tackle out of USC.
Noah Igbenogany.
Thank you.
He was awful. Burnt. That's his nickname.
2019, Christian Wilkins.
Funny. His when he's mic'd up, it's so funny. The way he talks trash, it's hilarious.
2018, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Whiny. He whined about not playing safety, and they tried him at cornerback. Then he played safety. He wouldn't shut up about it, and he got his wish and got traded.
And he's pretty good for the Steelers.
Pretty dang good for the Steelers.
2017, Charles Harris.
Bust. Dude was awful.
I never heard of him.
Miserable. The first show we ever did on the NFL draft when we did all 32 picks, Dolphins took him 25th. He was hurt. That was the Garrett Bowles.
Yeah, that was our first. We streamed that whole thing.
And Bowles kind of turned his career around.
Last year he sure did.
Charles Harris has not.
2016, I remember watching this at your place. Laramie Tunzel.
Gas mask.
I thought you were going to go with that, or just thank you, because he turned into a ton of picks.
4 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks.
2015, Devontae Parker.
Injured all the time, so it's kind of the same as Tua. He can't stay healthy, and the year he does stay healthy, he was great, which is 2019.
I remember how excited you were when they took him in that draft.
I was pumped. They needed a receiver, and they got him. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy.
2014, Juwan James.
Oh, boy.
I got some words.
Reach. They could have gotten him in the mid-second round, and they took him, I think, 18th overall, something like that.
I was going to say soft. Overpaid.
He's hurt all the time, too. They're all hurt.
He's played 1.5 games at 2. Well, he took last year off because of COVID, but he's played 1.5 games for the Broncos when they paid him to be the highest right tackle at the time in football.
Not good.
2013, Deion Jordan.
bust.
I knew that was
out
coming.
for a bunch of them. Jeff Ireland traded up from the 12th spot to the 3rd. Only gave up a second-round pick for him, and we're thinking, man, that's a pretty dang good trade that Ireland pulled off. That dude couldn't stay off drugs. He just wasn't healthy. He didn't perform. He's somehow sticking around the NFL, though, for teams. Seattle.
2012, Ryan Tannehill.
Resurrection. Definitely. Get him away from Joe Philbin and Adam Gase and see what happens. It's kind of what the Panthers are hoping for with the Sam Darnold.
Took it right out of my mouth. Yep.
From Adam Gase and see what happens.
2011, Mike Pouncey.
Pro Bowler. Solid Pro Bowler. Not as good as his brother Marquise. He just retired, too. Mike did, I believe.
I think they both did.
As well as Marquise, yeah. He was a really good player. He couldn't stay healthy either. None of them could stay healthy.
2010, Jared Odrick.
Pee Wee Herman. He'd do the Pee Wee Herman dance after every single sack.
Didn't think that was, I didn't know that, so, all right. 2009, Vontae Davis.
Grandma.
Knew that was coming. Couldn't put money on that one.
Gotta call Grandma.
Good old Hard Knocks shout out there. 2008, number 1 overall pick, Jake Long.
Oh, man, what could have been?
He was good when he's healthy.
He was on a Hall of Fame trajectory, and then he got hurt and never really bounced back. I mean, he would be a Hall of Famer if he would have not gotten hurt. Sad.
Couple more here. 2007, Ted Ginn Jr.
Family. When the Dolphins drafted him, I can't remember. Oh, it was Cam Cameron who said,
oh, gosh.
He was talking about Ted Ginn, and sometimes college coaches do this on like signing day, talk about a guy's family, how good. You don't see that when the NFL teams draft him. We draft him because he has a great family. All of this just made no sense. Fast. He's still around 15 years later.
All I can think when you say NFL and family was when that one person asked Justin Blackman about his mom.
Not Justin.
Wasn't Justin. No.
Oh, was it?
I thought it was Blackman, yeah.
Oh, it was Des Bryant is who Jeff Ireland asked
Oklahoma State.
Some racy question about his mother.
State, yeah. I get those two confused a lot, even though Des was way better. 2006, Jason Allen.
Oh, man, that guy was awful. Was he even their first-round pick? I think he was he was their first-round
picks.
He was their first-round pick. I couldn't remember if that was the year they picked, like, in the 3rd round for the first one. He was bad. They took him because he was in – I think he was out of Tennessee. But Nick Saban, like, recruited him to LSU, and he really liked him. And they played against him, obviously, at Tennessee, and he was bad.
And last on the list, 2005, Ronnie Brown.
Ronnie Brown. Could have had Aaron Rodgers.
I just remember you wearing your Ronnie Brown jersey till the letters are falling off.
Yeah, I don't think it fit anymore. That was middle school. I remember, weird story. So I'm like legally blind, essentially. I can't see. If I don't have my contacts in or anything, the only thing I remember from the Ronnie Brown draft was that day was the first day I was getting contacts, and I could not fit the contact in my eye because after you get contacts, it like creates like ridges where they just like pop in real easily. That was the first day, and I was in the eye doctor for 2.5 hours. We got there at 9. I'm like, all right, I'll be back by noon to watch the NFL draft. We were there till almost 1, and I missed the Ronnie Brown pick. That's the only thing I remember about the Ronnie Brown pick. He wasn't bad. He couldn't stay healthy either, but could have had Aaron Rodgers.
We'll have to revisit this someday when we know who the Dolphins take in the 2021 draft.
Who are you going to disappoint me with this year?
And the word association segment is brought to you by Rhett Lee, attorney at law. Rhett Lee and the law office of Andrew Key are located at 206 4th Street in Logansport, Indiana. Rhett provides legal services to the people of North Central Indiana and practices criminal defense, family law, and personal injury. If you need a lawyer who cares about your results and will fight for you, call him today to schedule a free consultation at 574-722-2221.
Do you, I really like the new NFL draft format, but sometimes, I miss where rounds 1 through 4 were started at noon on a Saturday, then rounds 5 through 7 were on Sunday. Kind of missed those
Just didn't
days.
move from the couch all weekend.
Didn't move from the couch. It was great. I do like the first round Thursday, then you have second and third round on
I like
Friday.
how the draft moves around in Cleveland this year.
Yeah.
Going to be limited fans, so it'll be nice to actually have an in-person draft. There are some teams doing it virtually. I see the Rams
doing it from like a mansion.
Yeah,
aren't
a
they?
mansion down in I don't know exactly where they are, but some tropical place.
Love tropical
Yeah,
places.
looks really cool.
Yeah, last year it kind of went on without a hitch. It actually went pretty dang good.
It did. It went a lot better than expected.
Today is the 1-year anniversary of The Last Dance episode 1.
Yes,
and 2.
1 and 2. Yep.
Hard to believe it's already been a year. That really filled some time for us.
It did.
When we needed stuff to talk about.
Last year, this time we were really scraping at the barrel, but we never stopped. I mean, that's why it's our 231 first episode. This is 231 straight weeks.
Yeah.
We have produced an episode.
Yeah, I mean, I've been gone a few times. You've been gone twice, I think. But we've been pretty consistent with it.
And really, at least since we've been on the IC Sports Network, we haven't had to record it on a different day than Monday for the week. I'm sure eventually we'll run into something, but so far we haven't.
Yeah, so far so good.
You got some...
I have a few trivia questions over here.
Explain what you got there, this little game here. He plans ahead just in case we ran into an event like this.
Incredibly awesome girlfriend got me this for Christmas. I hope she's watching. Shout out to her. Got me this for Christmas, and it's Chicago against the world. So it's a bunch of Chicago trivia questions. Then you flip the cards over, and it's just like throughout the world, those kind of trivia questions. Non-Chicago trivia, there you go. So I have a few here. I'm going to go. I didn't look at these beforehand, so I might just pass on a few.
Probably won't be so good about Chicago, but I'll give it a try.
From 1986 to 2016, 6 pitchers tossed no-hitters for either the Cubs or White Sox. No-hitters / perfect games for the Cubs or White Sox. And name those 6.
Arrieta.
Jake Arrieta. You won't get 3 of these.
The sad thing is I can picture 2 White Sox in my head, and I forget their names.
I wouldn't get at least 2 of them.
I cannot.
Mark Burley's one you should get. Carlos Zambrano.
See, wouldn't have thought of him.
Philip Umber's the one that threw
That's
the perfect
the one
game.
I could picture in my head, and I couldn't think of his name.
Then we had Wilson Alvarez and Joe Cowley.
Nope.
I don't know them either.
Wow.
I don't like that one, so I'm gonna. Plus, we've already done that one. Not on the show, but we've already done that one too. Not on the show.
Do you not reshuffle the deck?
No. From 1989 to 2001, 2 sports star Deion Sanders played for 9 professional teams in Major League Baseball and the NFL. Name those 9.
I think I can do this. Reds?
Yes.
Braves?
Yes.
Yankees?
Yes.
I'm going to go NFL because I know those. Wait, Blue Jays?
Nope. You've actually hit all of baseball.
Okay. Football, you had the Cowboys.
Yep.
Ravens.
Yep.
Redskins.
Yep.
Niners.
Yep.
Falcons.
Yep. Oh, you have not hit baseball, sorry.
So I have one more baseball.
There's one more baseball, and that's it. I did not know he played for this Major League Baseball team.
Oh, I forget. Braves, Reds, Yankees. I thought he was a Blue Jay, but he's not.
I had no clue he played for this team. He might have just had like a
one off.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh?
No.
San Diego?
Nope.
I don't know.
San Francisco Giants.
I didn't know. It must have been when he was on the Niners.
Played 52 games in 1995.
I could do that.
It's pretty good though.
I thought he was a Blue Jay for some reason. Let me give you one.
Yeah. You know how good I am at Birdie Bogey. This will go swimmingly.
Through 2019-2020, 7 players have scored 9,000 or more points for the Bulls.
How many?
7.
Michael Jordan.
Yep.
It's an obvious one. Scotty?
Yep.
9,000 points.
You got 5 more.
Johnny Red Kerr?
No.
No, I'm not on there. Did Derrick Rose get there?
Nope.
Didn't think so. Kirk Heinrich?
Nope.
Man, I suck. There's names on there I'm sure I'm going to punch myself.
There's probably one.
Just one? I'm going to be
Maybe
mad at
two.
myself? Man, I don't know.
Luol Deng,
Oh, I should have got that.
Artis Gilmore,
Nope.
Bob Love,
No.
Jerry Sloan,
Nah.
Chet Walker.
Oh, come on. Give me the hardest ones in the deck.
Ooh, this is a good one. In Super Bowl games played from 1991 to 2020, there was 12 non-quarterbacks who were named MVPs.
Deion Branch.
Yes?
12. Ray Lewis.
Yes?
From 91 to... you had that defensive back for Tampa Bay.
Dexter Jackson. I'll
Dexter
give it to
Jackson.
you.
I thought it was Jackson. Julian Edelman.
Yep.
How many more I got? 8. Who won?
Some of these are going to kick yourself.
Super Bowl.
Some of these, not so much.
I'm trying to think who played in Super Bowls. Let's see. I give up.
Otis Anderson, Larry Brown,
Nope.
Terrell Davis,
I should've got that.
Centennial Holmes,
Yeah, I should have got that.
Desmond Howard,
I should have got the Packers. I knew.
Von Miller,
Would not have guessed that one.
Malcolm Smith,
I thought a defensive player won for Seattle. I couldn't remember who.
Hines
though.
Ward.
I probably should have gotten some. One more.
Yep, I'm trying to find a Cub one. A lot of Bears and Bulls on here. Thanks. Blackhawks, White Sox, Bulls. Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. This is embarrassing.
How's it embarrassing? They're all random.
I think you took the Cub ones out.
I might have. Just give me a random one.
All right, here's a random one. Through 2009, 10 Chicago Bears have thrown for 300 yards in a game at least 3 times.
Cutler.
Yes.
Jim Miller.
Yes. Good poll.
Rex Grossman.
No.
Kyle Orton.
No.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yes.
Jim McMahon. Man.
No.
I don't know.
Matt Barkley.
How would I? He did it 3 times?
George Blanda. Vince Evans. Brian Hoyer.
Oh, Lord.
Eric Kramer.
Hoyer had a really good.
Josh McCown. And Billy Wade.
I hate you.
One more?
No, we have 2 minutes
Oh, we have
left.
2 minutes. These are kind of fun.
Birdie Bogey. Clayton Kershaw threw 6 scoreless innings for the 72nd time in his career, which is the 4th most by any pitcher over the last 40 seasons. Behind who?
Nolan Ryan.
No. He's not even in the top 4.
That was my guess.
Roger Clemens.
As I smacked my head against my microphone there.
Roger Clemens had 100 of them. Greg Maddux, 92. Randy Johnson, 82.
Yeah, I probably should have put more thought in that.
It's all right.
Takes it back to even, doesn't it?
It does. I'm creeping.
I still got a 3-stroke lead.
Only a few weeks left there. No, more than a few.
We got quite a bit left, so
This will be a J-Man Booking Prediction of the Year. I will come back and beat Tanner.
false. Wrap us up there for episode 231, J-Man.
Thanks for watching the Tan and J-Man Show live on the ISC Sports Network. Get your shovels out. Get your snow blowers out. It's going to snow on April 20th. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll be back at it next Monday.